Today, I have a pretty serious movie for you all that I think you need to see before you go. There was news recently that Pavel Durov had been jailed, in case you missed it. If you don't know who Pavel Durov is, he made Telegram a service for encrypted social media and voice messages. He is also the founder and CEO of Telegram. In the past of its creation, Telegram has been one of the few messaging apps that has stuck to its core values, which include keeping all of its users' data private. They have tried to get into Telegram users' messages by asking the CIA, the NSA, all of Europe's spy agencies, and even Russia. But Pavel Durov has always said no. He said no because he wanted to make a social network that was fully encrypted from end to end, so that people could keep their privacy and no one, not even the Secret Service, could get into it. And he was able to do that. That's not good, though. That doesn't bother you or me. That makes things hard for these groups that want to see all of our info. He didn't follow through, so now he's being arrested. It seems like they are trying to make a lot of false claims against him. They're trying to make him look like a bad guy by saying that they are holding him because he is helping terrorists and pedophiles. Pavel is not a bad guy, though. Political issues are being used against him so that politicians can get their work done and so that Secret Service agents can get our information. He is a good guy with strong morals and ethics. And your question might be, what does this have to do with XRP? What does any of this have to do with cryptocurrency? What does this have to do with you, me, or anyone else? And the short answer is everything. I've been noticing on social media lately that almost everyone who fights for freedom and exposes these secret services for what they do is getting caught. These are people who actually protect our privacy. And if we as a society keep letting this happen, they'll get even more sure of themselves until there comes a time in history when none of us, not you, not me, not anyone else, has any safety or privacy left. And to be honest, I don't want to live in that future. So it's very important that I talk about this and bring up everything I'm going to talk about in this movie. And this will help your future, it will help mine, and I'm going to come up with a way for all of us to support those who fight for our rights. Let's start. I'd like to start by showing you the arrest of Pavel Durov and what some well-known people are saying about it. At number 1, this is what well-known tech podcaster Lex Fridman had to say. He has millions of subscribers and is very recognized in the tech world. Pavel Durov's arrest is a troubling violation of free speech and a danger to all online platforms, not just Telegram. Censorship should not be done by governments. This is an obvious and very troubling abuse of power. Also, this is a very important point. When states are sure enough to arrest a billionaire with citizenship in Dubai, France, Russia, and a lot of other places, it's a cause for concern. In case you don't do what they want, what do you think they'll do to you? Should you be arrested when you decide one day that you no longer want all of your online speech to be censored? Is that the kind of world you want to live in? I'm sorry to tell you this, but this is now the case for many people in Europe. In fact, in the UK, people can now arrest you for what you write online. The same is happening in France. They are passing a lot of different rules to make that happen. And don't think it ends at the border with France or the UK, because these are brand new rules being passed. And if we do nothing and let the governments of all these Western countries take over, you'll be following suit. You are not safe anywhere, not in Australia, Canada, the US, or any other European country, until you stand up for what you believe in and against everything else. These are the kinds of times you want your family to live in. No one wants that, I think. Let's look into this a little more deeply to see why it's so upsetting. Let's talk about making money with XRP for a moment. Here's something cool you should check out. In fact, I opened some long bets on XRP just last week. Take a look at the very bottom of this screen to see some crazy PL for those deals. In the same way, if you want to trade futures on the Margex exchange, you can also start positions like this. If you want to buy XRP with 5x leverage, I think now is a great time to do it. This cryptocurrency is going to take a big hit. Sign up for Margex through my link to get some great features and perks. Then we'll go long on XRP and see the kind of PL I just showed you at the bottom of the screen. I opened a long trade on the website, and you can do the same thing by clicking on the link below. It sounds good. Now, if you guys go to the website's referral area and use my code Levi20, you will get trading discounts and bonuses. After you sign up through my link, make sure you do that. I'll see you guys when we get to the other side with our huge XRP wins. Let's watch the movie again. As things stand at the moment, Durov is being held by France and Russia has tried to get him released, but France has made it impossible for the Russian embassy in France to see Durov. That's very scary in and of itself because they're not letting him have his basic human rights. They won't even let him see a lawyer or anyone else. The police have him locked up and cutting him off from everyone else. These people think that everyone will be fine with this. That's not okay, though. Now let's talk about why he was caught. Why is that really the case? It's not enough to just say that he has a social media site where pedophiles hang out. I mean, there are pedophiles on X and some of them still have YouTube channels. There are child molesters on Facebook. Pedestal abusers can be found on every social media site. It is completely false to say that he is helping pedophiles because he has a private chat service. If there is a public park where pedophiles are welcome, are you going to arrest the person who built the park because he lets pedophiles use it? It makes sense in a bad way. No matter if social media is around or not, there will always be pedophiles. In other words, you can't arrest someone for making a tool that anyone could use freely, because that site has bad people on it. That being said, let's talk about the real reason. And that's it. This post really makes that point. He says this because he made a peer-to-peer messaging app where people could talk to each other without worrying about being watched. He returned power to the people and set up a way for them to communicate securely. People may have different opinions on how to use these tools, but they're mostly there to protect user privacy, which is the most important thing in the world. Obviously, any government that wants to keep an eye on you and see what you do will hate it if you try to take away their full control over your life. They will hate that, of course. Of course, they'll want to see and control every single thing you do and control every part of your life. That's how they get around it, right? They go and look through all of your messages. And if you think that the CIA doesn't see all of your iMessage, Instagram, and Snapchat texts right now, think again. I'm sorry to tell you this, but they do. Right now, they have access to everything. When Edward Snowden was working for the FBI, he leaked all of this information. He did this to help the people. It's not the FBI, it's the CIA. But I think you get it. They are not telling you the truth when they say they don't have access to this information. They have lied to the public and abused their power many times, and they will continue to do so, as long as we let them. And this very moment when Durov was caught shows how our freedoms are being taken away right in front of our eyes. So right now there is a fight going on between crypto and bad states. And if you want to be on the right side of history, it's more important than ever that this word gets to everyone who can see it. For we need to make sure that everyone has a part to play in this fight. Everyone has a part to play, because if we don't, that nightmare future I talked about earlier could come true. As we stand at this very important time in history, we cannot allow these kinds of things to take place, as they will not be good for anyone. That being said, what can you do if you agree with this message and want a future where you are free, private, and in charge of your own money, and none of that is constantly being watched by someone you don't want to see it? For one thing, you can share this movie. It's possible to subscribe to my channel and like this video to get more people to see it on this site. This will also help the algorithm spread all of our messages. Yes? Now more than ever, this is important. We need to tell everyone. Let's show this to family, friends, and anyone else who can help us see the world we want. So I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.